In this week's video, I decided to document and share with you every trade taken this week, and then we'll find out on Friday if I end the week in profit, a break even, or even finish the week in drawdown. Okay, yesterday I fucked up. Okay, now we are Tuesday. Yesterday was UK Bank Holiday Monday, so I wasn't trading. So I've only got 4 days to trade this week, but that's fine. The purpose of this video is not a competition. I'm not trying to prove myself or the strategy. I'm not trying to push and force the market and make money. I'm waiting for opportunity to come to me. It might happen straight away. It might happen at the end of the week. I might end up in a loss. I have no idea. And that's the beauty of trading. So one thing I will say is I'm in a position right now that I'm going to run through, which is on the S&P 500 or the US 500. So if we go over the 4 hour, we had a few weeks ago a break one and then a continuation, which we class as B2 to the upside, showing a potential change in trend from this downtrend, which then took a level of daily liquidity. And then, like I say, had B1 and B2 to the upside, indicating the possibility of a shift bullish, which has continued. It's continued to the upside. It's broken another high again yesterday, and it looks like now we are really committing to the upside. And my anticipation or expectation now is for these highs to be taken. If we zoom out, we can see the S&P has been bullish over the last 6 months overall, and this could be just a short-term pullback to collect liquidity and then continue to the upside. So I was simply expecting 15-minute continuations. I have my 4-hour dealing range here from current price, which is extending that range higher, and then the low down here from last Thursday. So if I jump to the 15-minute where I have entered. Now, there was a trade on Friday last week that I didn't take. That was a 2-to-1 or just less than that, probably a 1-to-1 actually closing out before NFP. The reason I didn't take it was because I decided not to trade at all on NFP Friday, but there was a nice 1-to-1 manual close 30 minutes before news. It would have hit TP if you kept it open, but that's not something I'd recommend. There was also a nice 2-to-1 on EU on Friday as well, closed out before NFP. But today we've got no fundamentals restricting us, and this is a very clean 4-hour and 15-minute continuation, which swept Asia lows. You can see this box here is Asia. Let me zoom right in. And this second box is my London session. Now, disclaimer, I took an entry based on this bearish close, and I had a buy stop order placed above it without waiting for the usual bullish retrace candle. Why did I do that? I decided to have an additional amount of risk today. It wasn't anything to do with the fact that I actually decided to vlog after I was live in this position. So it wasn't something that I'd planned previously, and it's not something that I would normally do. But when you've been trading a certain strategy for so long and you've got that much confidence in your edge and in your ability, and the markets are looking super clean and are trending nicely, which they are, then this is when you can start to take additional risks. Is this something that I would do in a range-bound market or when I don't have that much clarity? No, I wouldn't. And there are even A+ setups that I'm sat on my hands because the market isn't trending. Whereas now, if we zoom out on the 15-minute, we're seeing a lot of commitment to the upside. And like I've already shown you on the 4-hour, we are continuously breaking to the upside, printing new higher highs and following with higher lows. So I'm expecting this one to keep pushing higher, but I'm not expecting the trade to win, because you can be right in direction and wrong in timing. Now, if we have a look at this, if we have a look at Asia, was very, very flat. I'm just going to draw this on. So Asia was the session that was accumulating. We can see, what did London do? It was the manipulation. So I'm expecting now some kind of continuation during New York to the upside. We'll see what happens, but that would be the ideal case scenario. I'm not in anything else. I was waiting for EU to develop further. We had a sweep very early this morning. You can see it swept Asia session from Friday, but that was too early for me. There's not been any other opportunity. And because Asia session this morning was actually not that corrective, I'm expecting perhaps London to accumulate and then for New York to manipulate. So if London carries on doing this, I would expect some kind of manipulation during New York, take the lows, and then maybe look for a long, but we'll see what happens. It's not the cleanest at the moment. The German 30 as well as the S&P is trending nicely. There was also a nice position yesterday actually on the DAX. I wasn't trading yesterday, it was bank holiday, which shows there is opportunity around every corner and therefore there's no need for FOMO. So we've now broken the highs. If you go and have a look on my last couple of videos, you'll see that I was anticipating price to push higher. This was weeks ago, and we can now draw on a new 4-hour dealing range, which I'll print here. So yeah, expecting the DAX and the S&P to keep pushing higher. We'll see what happens. I'm in this position running live right now, and I'll catch up with you later on when this hits stop loss or TP. Good morning, Wednesday morning. Just taken the son to school, and let's have a look at the S&P trade, which hit TP yesterday. That played out nicely. I've changed my chart colors because I know that on my last YouTube video, a few of you mentioned you couldn't really see very well. So I've just darkened all of the colors on here. So quite clearly, I'm just on the 15-minute here, and I've outlined these blue range boxes to the left, indicating blue for bullish. And this was just the cleanest trade I've taken in a long time, honestly. We can see, first of all, if I shift back to the 4-hour, just very quickly, 4 hours printing high highs and higher lows, a nice bullish 4-hour dealing range, right back to the 15-minute, and seeing the same thing, nice continuation, very pro-trend move, and all we needed was liquidity, which happened to also be resting underneath Asia lows underneath here. Now, the one thing that's different to what I would usually do, I'd usually wait for the retrace candle, which we got around here. I mean, nothing wrong with doing that, would still be in the trade right now. However, with how clean the 4-hour and how clean the 15-minute is, I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to miss out on this. So I was happy to actually place a buy stop order above that final bearish candle, and then was tagged in almost immediately on the second candle. So 2-to-1 in now on that. There's not really much happening right now. We could see a continuation to the upside later on today if I have a look at where our ranges are. So still very much bullish for now. I mark one here, move that out of the way. So we only shifted bearish temporarily because it's not closing below this. So we could potentially see London's not really doing much, so we could see Asia lows taken. Something like this, a London accumulation, New York manipulation, and a continuation to the upside. That's pretty much what I'd be looking at. There was a trade on the DAX yesterday. I'll just quickly move over to the DAX. Let's draw on some bullish range boxes so you can see. And the 4-hour, by the way, was also bullish. Here's another one. Now, there wasn't a sweep early London unless you were trading really early. But into New York, we definitely got something. So the final box was up here. But I'll leave that for now because we can see this low was taken by this candle, and then on the retrace, even that second retrace there, stop loss protection, and then go for a 2 to 1, would have been around here. So that was nice and clean. I didn't take it myself, just the one trade yesterday. So far, one for the week, up 2 to 1. And let's see what happens the rest of the day, and I'll probably catch up with you later on New York today or tomorrow. Well, the sun's out nice and warm between trading sessions. May as well make the most out of it. Get on that bike, take this little one, you can just see her. Catch some rays, get some exercise. Okay, yesterday I fucked up. Typically I would trade my own personal capital, right? But I do have live funded accounts, and it's been a while since I really used them. Now, if you go back to a previous video, I think it was around November last year, where I passed a definitive funding 100K. I actually ended up passing the verification while collecting my car from the Porsche garage. If you haven't seen that one, go watch it. That was quite crazy. But yeah, I haven't used that one for a little while, and to be fair, that was sat in a little drawdown since around early January time, which is the last time I kind of touched it. And I decided to place a trade on that yesterday to get it out of drawdown and start making some money on that account, right? But I messed up completely. Now, if I just jump over to the charts, first of all, just to show you that this was a trade on the German 30 or the DAX, that would actually still be running right now in profit, actually came very close to 2 to 1 TP and is looking very likely to be a winning setup, right? Why did I fuck up? How did I mess this up? So me being me, deciding to trade the DAX, which is something that I've only just really added into the pot. You've got to be really careful with your lot sizing, and I certainly didn't do things the correct way. You can see my entry, which was based on a sweep of London lows. It was a continuation. The 15-minute was within this 15-minute bullish range, which I'll just mark in blue here. The 4-hour has been bullish as well. Really nice and clean. And like I say, this is looking to be a winning setup. I was breached on equity drawdown rules because I somehow managed to mess up my lot size and risk significantly, and I mean significantly way more than I expected to on this trade. How did I not realize that until afterwards? Well, it was a market execution. The reason it was a market execution is because if I zoom in, we can see that retrace candle had little to no wick on the close. So me being me, deciding just to get involved straight away, I was confident with the setup. You can see why, very super clean. And that slight pullback there, that bit of drawdown, you can see it's only very slight, but the fact that I risked so much on this trade, not intentionally, I intended to risk just the 1% and it risked way more. And then I'll just share the email now from Definitive Funding saying that I've breached that account. So it shows that I'm still only human and I can easily make mistakes. So that account's gone. And that's absolutely fine. We can laugh about that. But anyway, it is what it is. Back to trading my usual capital. And just wanted to share that transparency with you that, it doesn't matter how experienced you are. It doesn't matter how clean the charts are, how good the setup is. You can still mess up. We're still humans at the end of the day. And this wasn't a bad trade. This was just me typing in the wrong credentials into the risk management calculator, market executing, and then obviously there's no going back from that because I was in the trade live straight away, and then a slight bit of drawdown on the trade, and that just breached me based on equity drawdown rules. There's nothing really I could do about that. So yeah, it is what it is. But you know what? I do intend to actually start getting back into trading prop challenges. So it's something that I would like to document. Let me know in the comments if that would be something that you would like to see from me. Like maybe I'll just start like a 100K challenge or 200K challenge and then document it on YouTube and let you know how I get on. Like document the whole process, every trade I take, whether I win or lose, how long it takes me to pass, or if I fail. It'd be good to do that. I think it'd be good for you guys and girls to see me do that, because I know a lot of you watching this are doing that yourselves. And it's something that actually I'm starting to think, like, do I want to continue trading my personal capital, or do I want to diversify and use that capital on other investments, other businesses, which is something that I'm thinking about doing, and then actually just trading funded capital solely again, which I haven't done for years, but it's something that I'm thinking about doing. So let me know in the comments about that. Anyway, let's jump into the charts and have a look. Other than the DAX, that I would still be in this trade if I hadn't have messed up yesterday. There was a sweep of Asia low this morning, but as you can see, judging by my London kill zone box, that was before kill zone, and then the retrace was this huge candle. So nothing setting up for me there. Let's have a look at the S&P. So this has been clean this week. So this was the buy I took on Tuesday. That was a nice 2-to-1. I missed the short. I think I mentioned this yesterday. That was a nice counter move based on breaking the 4-hour high, bearish range shift, and then taking buy side liquidity, which was also Asia highs. That was a really clean move. You know, I missed that. I've missed a DAX short from last week as well. So there's plenty of opportunities on the indices at the minute, and you're not going to take them all. And since then, we've had 2 bearish shifts to the downside. We removed these. So you can see these 2 red boxes indicate for me now a misalignment. So for 4-hour is bullish, 15-minute is bearish. So I'm not in alignment. There's only one counter move that I will take, and that one's been and gone here. So I'm not looking for shorts. And I'm contained inside this one singular bullish 15-minute range. Now, for me to want to start buying again, I'm going to want my rules to play out, which is a second bullish range and then a run on liquidity, something like this. So let me just create a new range box, something along the lines of this. That would then give me time frame alignment, and I'll start buying again, judging by how far away that is. Could it be New York today? Potentially, but I think it's probably going to be tomorrow. And EU is just sideways. It's just flat. It's not interesting to me whatsoever. The 4-hour is bullish. The 15-minute has just been shifting from tight range to tight range, and it's just not really committing to either direction. It's just printing lows here, but you can see by the colors of my boxes indicate blue for bullish, red for bearish. It's not got any conviction at all. I would rather it do this, which has been my forecast for the last 2-3 days, and I'm not interested in a range bound market. I'd rather follow trends like the DAX and like the S&P 500. So yeah, and not really interested in taking anything right now. The S&P's got some time to develop, so it's probably only the DAX really on my watch list at the moment. And like I say, if I hadn't have messed up my lot size yesterday, I would actually still be in this trade right now. That would have been an overnight hold, and it is what it is. I just thought I'd share that with you guys. It's now Thursday, almost 10 a.m. So London session is about to close. I'm going to spend a bit of time in Discord with the community. And then I've got a few errands because our house is being rented out by a company as a photo shoot, hence why I'm here in the outbuilding. I'm not in my office this morning. So I've got a bit of cleaning and tidying up to do for that, which is one of the businesses that we run. And then I'll probably check back with you either New York today or London tomorrow after my Evolution Life members call. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Have a good day. Before I get into the rest of the video, I wanted to share something really important with you, something that you don't want to sleep on. If you head over to the topfunder.com website, register your email and choose a password, and go over to dashboard and select the get free trial option. You can choose between a 5K and a 200K, and here's the best bit. You can transfer up to 5% of your free trial profits into an actual challenge account, bringing down your profit target from 10% down to as little as 5%. That's right, you take a free trial challenge and transfer anywhere up to 5% of your profit in that 7-day trial into an actual paid for challenge. Anyway, the link for this will be in the description below. Go get your free trial now and become a Topfunder trader. Right, so 3 p.m, literally bang on 3 p.m, I entered a buy position on the S&P 500. So it's my only trade of the day. It's my third trade of the week. As you know, first one, long S&P, hit profit from Tuesday to Wednesday, and then Wednesday to Thursday I spoke about earlier on today. I messed up with my lot size. That trade went on to hit TP without me. So let's see if we can make this one a win. I'm still up for the week in terms of returns. I'm up 2-1 for the week. If this one hits TP, I'll be up 4-1. If it hits stop loss, still 1-1 for the week, although I am 100k funded account down, but it doesn't matter, that's easily replaced. This one I've taken on both my personal capital account and on a brand new FTMO 100k challenge, which I'll document over the next coming few weeks or so. Let's see how long it takes for me to either pass or fail the challenge. I have no idea. Will I pass the challenge? Maybe I'll fail it. Anyway, let's have a look what's going to happen over the next probably hour or two. I don't expect this trade to take off to the upside with extreme volatility because it is 3 p.m. It's coming towards the end of New York. However, you never really know with indices. I do like indices and the fact that it's got additional volatility compared to FX pairs such as EU, which will move a lot slower. So you'll typically be holding a trade like this for maybe 2 days, whereas with the S&P and with DAX, you'll probably be in and out within 2 or 3 hours, which is great. And yeah, I'll just update you and let you know later on tomorrow, which is Friday, the end of the week. That'll be the end of the vlog. And I hope you've enjoyed up to now. Let's find out later on how I ended up the week. Right, so it's Thursday evening, and after the last 3 days, I'm actually calling it a week. Like, we had bank holiday Monday, so wasn't trading, had kids at home, had no intention of trading on Monday and didn't. And this is the key thing, to stick to what you plan, stick to what you say. That's the definition of being disciplined. I've also banked 4% for the week, even including the DAX that went on to hit TP without me because I messed up on a lot size. But that's 3 trades I've taken, and technically they've all been winners. Not every week is like this, but when you have trending markets such as the DAX and the S&P 500, which have been trending very nicely this week, and Evolution members in Discord will know I mentioned this at the start of this week and the back end of last week, that's when we really take advantage. This is exactly why I set an assignment for trending markets, specifically on the S&P 500 last Friday as a deadline, Tuesday midnight, and a lot of our Evolution students, they completed that. And look what's happened this week. Those that are switched on, those that are prepared and disciplined enough can take advantage of these opportunities. That's 3 days with 3 trades and 3 wins. Of course, the second one, I'm not counting any profit because I didn't make anything, but I also didn't lose anything. And this is the other thing. It's showing, today's trade is showing that I'm not letting losses affect me. Like, a losing trade doesn't define you as a trader, and it definitely doesn't make or break your week or your month or your quarter or your year. Hell no does it. It's such a small sample size. And the fact that I blew a 6-figure funded account today, based on, not that I bended my rules or I took a trade that was not good. Like, the trade went on to TP. It was a classic trade. I just messed up on the lot size, so was taken out, like I mentioned earlier, on equity drawdown. But did I let that affect me heading into this morning? No. Like, I stayed true to my analysis. I got up and got to work as normal, kept a level head, which is what you should do, and I executed on a trade that I personally was looking for, and that went and hit TP in less than an hour. Now, it's Friday tomorrow. I could turn up tomorrow and look for more opportunity, but I'm 4% up for the week. I'm not about to be greedy. I'm about to enjoy life, and I'll be doing my analysis and my outlook for the community tomorrow morning as normal. My normal routines are still intact. My children are still going to school in the morning. I will still be running my Friday live webinar in the Evolution community tomorrow, where we'll be talking about these trades that I've placed and celebrating the wins with the community that took the trades along with me, and those that are new and early in the process, giving them value and inspiration that if they stick to it for long enough with the right discipline, which is the key thing, that they can take these trades and bank these profits too. So like I said at the very start of the video, this was completely vlogged from day one. I didn't know whether I'd end the week in profit, a break even, or drawdown. I've ended up with two things. One less funded account, but I don't care because they're replaceable, and I'm already 2% up on a challenge I started today. And I still ended up 4% up in total. So, there's profit to be made, and you've got to stay as neutral as possible. I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to enjoy my Friday. And I won't be trading tomorrow. I won't be giving back any profits to the market. And one last thing, make sure before you leave that you like this video. Drop a comment below with your biggest key takeaway or the bit that you enjoyed the most about this video. And I will pick one lucky person for a free 3-month Forex mentorship worth over $400 working side by side, one-on-one with me. And I'll see you on the next one.